At the beginning of the drama, a black car arrives, and a voice is heard from it in which a man is saying, "I have to find that voice recording. Otherwise, if that voice goes public, everyone will think that I had a hand in Casey's suicide." On the other side, we see a lady going home. Some people are partying there. Casey's news was also running on TV. There were casting issues going on between Casey and Zhao, because of which Casey had committed suicide and was now in the hospital in critical condition. Then, we see Zhao and Casey with the director, who were giving an interview with their casting media. The female lead, Zhao, enters where the party was happening. Everyone there is shocked, wondering where she came from. The scene then cuts, and we are shown the year 2007. There, we see a teenage Zhao who was having a dream. After waking up, she remembers that she is late for her first day of school. She quickly gets ready and leaves. She has an MP3 recorder with her in which she records everything. Then, she talks about a dream of hers, saying, "I had a very big dream of becoming a very big actress." And then, she remembers that she is getting very late for school. On the way, a boy stops Zhao and doesn't let her go inside. The main lead, Yu Ming, makes his entry. Yu Ming tells Zhao, "I won't be late," and runs from there to the class. Then when Zhao also goes to the class, everyone is staring at her. Zhao starts remembering the flashbacks from the first scene. She tells this to her friend, Yu Mei. Just then, Xiaoying arrives, who is Zhao's friend, and says, "A new teacher is coming. I don't know what she'll be like." Suddenly, Zhao hears a voice from the voice recording, and someone says, "Your dream of being an actor is just a joke." Zhao is shocked. Then, she speaks back into the voice recorder and asks, "Who is it?" Just then, a reply comes from there. "I am the future Zhao. I am from 2020. Zhao doesn't believe it. Then she asks, "A new teacher is coming today. Who is she?" She then gets a reply. That teacher's name is Yanqing. She appreciates the top 10 students and criticizes the last 10 students a lot. Then, when the teacher enters the class, it is the same teacher that the voice recorder had described. Zhao can't understand what is happening to her. When Zhao is thinking about all this, Yuming comes and starts bothering her, and his friends call them both lovebirds. They both were wearing similar clothes. Just then, they have an argument. Then, the teacher announces in the class that they have to fill out a form, and she assigns this task to Yu Ming, and she talks very nicely to Yu Ming. In the next scene, Yu Mei, Zhao, and Xiaoying are talking when a new character enters. The three of them are shocked to see him, and he says hi to Zhao, but Zhao can't recognize him. Before he can say anything further, Zhao remembers that this is her friend Jin, who used to be very fat and has now become very handsome after losing weight. Everyone in the class starts staring at Jin, thinking, how did he lose weight? The scene cuts to October 28th, 2020, showing a very worried future Zhao. This scene was 6 hours before Casey's suicide, because Zhao's film was still pending, and her PR team was very worried. She couldn't understand anything. If this movie slipped from her hands, her career would be over. And then Zhao gets a voice message in which a fully drunk Zhao was speaking very badly about the director whose film she was supposed to work in. He doesn't make good movies, and he is rumored to have inappropriate physical relationships with actresses. Hearing this, Zhao gets very worried and doesn't understand when she said all this. Then, Zhao gets a call, and a girl from the other side says, "If I don't get 10 million, I will leak this recording online." Zhao doesn't understand anything, so she tells her, "I will pay half and the rest later." The blackmailer agrees to meet her. Zhao listens to the recording again and again. Then she remembers that she must have said this at the class reunion. Just then, the bell rings at her door. She opens the door and sees that an old friend has sent her a box, and she throws the box in the dustbin. And then time rewinds, and she sees the box again. This time, she opens the box and sees Zhao's old MP3 recorder in it. Just then, her classmate texts her, "This time, you must come to the class reunion because this time the class reunion is happening at your friend Yu Mei's villa." In the next scene, all the old people come to the party. Just then, Zhao also arrives, and this was the scene 40 hours before Casey's suicide. Yu Mei brings Zhao to a room to freshen up. Just then, Zhao gets a call from her manager, and he asks, "Did you find out who made this recording?" Zhao replies, "We will have to hire some more detectives." And then she starts looking towards her MP3. She replies, "My dream is still a joke." In the past Zhao's reply comes, and Zhao gets very scared seeing this, after which she connects with the MP3 to talk again. Then, the scene rewinds, and the Zhao of 2007 and 2020 start talking to each other. The year 2007 comes, and the teacher tells the students to fill out a form. Only one student has given a good review about the teacher. The teacher says, maybe it could be Zhao. Zhao denies it. The teacher gets very angry and gives punishment to the whole class. And then the scene comes to 2020, and Zhao starts getting some different memories. Friends are not talking to her, and she becomes isolated. Then something strange happens, and everything changes. Where the party was happening, there is no one there now. It was night then, and now it's morning. Zhao's friend, Yu Mei, comes there, and Zhao tells her, "There was a party here yesterday. Where did everyone go?" Yumei says, "The class reunion never happened. Everyone split up, got busy in their own work." Hearing this, Zhao doesn't understand what is happening to her. Then, she messages the past Zhao on the MP3. "Because of what you did with the teacher, the future has changed." Hearing this, Zhao gets angry that because of her act, the class split up. Past Zhao asks her for help, and future Zhao agrees to help. Then she says in her mind, "Whatever happens, I will change my past." Here, the whole class is thinking of convincing the teacher, but no one has a good idea. Just then, Zhao remembers something by looking at her MP3 and goes out on the pretext of going to the washroom, where she meets Yu Ming, and she asks him for help. Yu Ming then agrees. "I was the one who gave the teacher a good review," and at the same time he also agrees to help Zhao. Then, to know Yu Ming's plan, Zhao follows him. In the next scene, the teacher comes to the class. Then, everyone together sings a song for the teacher and says, "Sorry." In the announcement room, Zhao says very nice things for the teacher on the mic, and then the teacher agrees and forgives the class. Over there, Yu Ming goes to the announcement room and sees Zhao, and he just keeps looking at her. Just then, Zhao sees Yu Ming. Yu Ming tells her, "The teacher has forgiven us." Zhao happily hugs Yu Ming. Then Zhao's foot slips, so Yu Ming catches her. Zhao then loudly tells him, "Go away." Due to the mic being on, their voice is heard throughout the school, and everyone gets excited that Zhao and Yu Ming are together. At night, future and past Zhao are talking. Past Zhao asks, "Will I become an actor?" Future Zhao replies, "Yes." And she says, "I need help finding someone." Past Zhao asks, "Who is it?" Just then, someone comes to the future Zhao, and she is startled to see it is none other than Yu Ming. They are both sitting on the same bed when Yu Ming comes very close to her and starts to kiss her, but Zhao stops him, which makes Yu Ming angry, and he goes to take a shower. Then she asks the past Zhao, "What happened that made Yu Ming and me a couple?" Then Zhao says, "Maybe it was because of what was broadcasted in the room." Then Zhao starts getting new memories. Whenever something changes in 2007, it will also happen in the future. Past Zhao asks, "Will I get a chance in the film?" Future Zhao, looking at the laptop, says, "You will get the second lead character." Then she tells Zhao, "You have to get the director's attention in any way possible. You have to become the main lead." And now, Zhao has to do this. And this was the scene 10 hours before Casey's suicide. Then the scene of 2007 is shown, in which Zhao and her friends were shopping. Zhao says, "I need the director's attention in any way and I have to become the main lead. But for that, she needs a partner." Jin is also present there, but he is sleeping. When he is sleeping, no one can wake him up. Then Zhao keeps an eye on Yu Ming, who is playing on the playground. Yu Ming also notices this and starts to leave the ground. Then Zhao comes to him and starts talking nicely and asks him to help in the audition, but he refuses. So Zhao says, "Okay, I'll take someone else," and starts to leave. Just then, Yu Ming has to agree. Then in the 2020 scene, Zhao is sitting with Yu Ming's laptop. He asks, "What are you doing?" Zhao says, "I am checking some emails." And then Yu Ming leaves, and Zhao starts deleting some files from the laptop. Just then, she sees that recording and is shocked, and she starts suspecting Yu Ming. Then in the 2020 scene, the news is everywhere that director San has selected Zhao as the lead. And then the scene 48 hours before Casey's suicide is shown, where Zhao is doing her makeup. Just then, Casey comes there and tells her, "This is my place because I am the main lead." Zhao doesn't like hearing this. And then when Casey starts doing her makeup, an argument starts between Zhao and Casey, and Zhao throws powder on Casey's shirt. Then it is revealed that their movie audition was going on. Then Zhao changes Casey's script, for which the director scolds Zhao a lot. The director says, "Zhao has turned 30 and hasn't acted for 3 years, so we should take Casey as the main lead." Then the director calls Casey to his room. Casey gets a little scared. Then the scene of 2007 is shown, in which all the students are standing in line for the audition. Yu Ming was also there with Zhao, and then Zhao makes a plan. When the form has to be submitted, she submits Yu Ming's form, and Yu Ming doesn't understand anything. Then when they are called on stage, Zhao also goes with Yu Ming. Then the director tells Zhao, "Go down." Zhao says Yu Ming doesn't know anything and he has stage phobia, and to get into the director's eyes, she starts doing very strange things. The director calls Jin with Yu Ming, and Zhao goes and sits with the director. Yu Ming and Jin have a very good audition. Here, the director doesn't look at Zhao, so Zhao gets very angry and comes out in anger and starts getting angry at future Zhao. Just then, Jin comes there and says, "The director has given you a role." Then Zhao becomes happy, and she has to give a smiling scene there. Then Zhao asks the director, "Did I perform the scene well or not?" The director says, "You need to be more realistic now." The next day, at Zhao's request, the director asks to shoot the scene again. Coming home, Zhao starts practicing her smile. Then the next day, she can't smile properly and starts crying. Just then, the camera's focus is on her. After the shooting ends, Zhao says, "Sorry," to the director. The director says, "You did very well and gave very real expressions. You will become a great actress, and in the future, we will definitely work with you." Hearing this, Zhao becomes very happy. Then we see 2020 Zhao, to whom past Zhao sends a recording. It was a minor role, but it went very well. Here in 2007, all the students had to prepare for the examination. The teacher's pressure on the students was very high. And then, when the teacher comes to the class, Jin is sleeping. The teacher wakes Jin up, but he doesn't wake up. And then the teacher says, there will be a skill development class, in which many skills will be taught. Then some girls come with Jin and ask to join the class, but Jin refuses. Zhao and Yu Mei are watching how Jin, whom no one knew before, has now become famous. Then, a girl brings a drink for Jin. He refuses, but she doesn't leave from there, so Jin takes the drink, and he is about to throw it in the dustbin when Zhao tells him, "You shouldn't throw this in the dustbin." And Jin gives that drink to Zhao, and Zhao becomes happy. Then Jin asks Xiaoying, "Which class are you going to join?" She says, "Zhao and I are going to join cross-stitching." And Yu Ming overhears this. Then 2020 comes, and Zhao comes out of her room and sees that all her classmates have come. She sees Jin and immediately hugs him and asks him, "Have I ever talked about Dr. Song when I was drunk?" But Jin doesn't remember anything. Seeing them together, Yu Ming leaves from there. Then Zhao comes to Yu Ming and starts talking to him. Yu Ming makes her sit beside him and gets romantic. Just then, a girl comes there and tells her to check the news, in which there was news of Casey's suicide. Seeing this, she is shocked and doesn't understand anything. When she sees Casey's news along with her own, she gets very worried. She goes to the bathroom and says into the MP3 recorder, "I never want to be an actor." Then in the 2007 scene, Zhao and Yu Mei are walking when Yu Ming comes and takes Zhao's bag and starts teasing her. Just then, Zhao sees an ad on a pillar. She wants to leave from there quickly. While taking the bag from Yu Ming sees a skill form in her hand, and during this, the chain of Zhao's bag breaks. In the next scene, Zhao is watching a movie and is also performing herself. Just then, she hears future Zhao's voice from the MP3 recorder, "You don't want to be an actor." Zhao gets angry at this and tries to convince future Zhao, but she doesn't agree. And then she calls the manager and asks, "Where are you at this time?" The manager says, "I am handling Casey's matters. She is in a very critical condition." Zhao says, "You should be with me at this time because you are my manager." Just then he says, "Right now, the company has told me to handle Casey's matters." And he tells Zhao, "Handle your own problems." And Zhao becomes sad. In 2007, when all the students are filling out the forms, Zhao fills out the cross-stitching skill form, and Jin also sees it. When they are taking the cross-stitching class, Zhao had to go for an audition. She bunks the class and comes out, where Jin was doing photography. Zhao has to cross the gate. Just then, Jin tells her, "Will you be my model?" Zhao says, "Yes." And then she starts posing for Jin. Just then, Jin remembers how Zhao helped him learn Chinese in childhood. While she is posing, Yu Ming also sees Zhao, but he doesn't know for whom Zhao is posing. When Zhao finishes everything and comes, the school gate is locked. She starts climbing the wall to get over it. Just then, her foot slips, and Jin comes there and helps her climb the wall. Then Zhao starts posing in the studio. The photographer sitting there is very tense. Then the director comes and takes Zhao for the audition and says, "You don't have any experience. You will have to pay 800 yuan for the audition." Zhao says, "I am a student. I can't pay that much." Then the director talks to her a lot and starts showing her dreams. Zhao has 300 yuan. She gives the money and says, "I will give the rest of the money later." And then she leaves from there. The next day, when Zhao is sitting in the class, she gets an idea, and she asks Xiaoying and Yu Mei for money, and they agree to give the money. But in return for the money, Zhao has to do some work for them. Zhao agrees and starts doing their work, and also does a shoot for Jin. Then she takes the money from them and goes to the same director. The director takes the money and gets Zhao to sign a contract. But Zhao starts having doubts about them, that maybe there is something wrong with this agreement, and she starts asking the director a lot of questions. This makes the director worried. Here, when Zhao was posing for Jin, her MP3 was left there. All her friends think that Zhao has gone for an audition, but no one knows where she went. Yu Ming was also listening to all this and was worried for Zhao. Then they go out to find Zhao. Here, when Zhao signs the agreement, a boy named Zhu Li starts giving her the signed paper. Just then, she reads the agreement, on which it is written that she will become an influencer, but she wanted to become an actor. The director tries to convince her, but Zhao remains doubtful. Then she goes out on the pretext of going to the washroom and takes that boy with her. Just then, That boy, Zhu Li, tells her, "This director made me sign an agreement in a way that I can only work under him and cannot work anywhere else." Just then, Zhao takes the mobile from Zhu Li and records everything in it, and then she goes to the director and starts reading the agreement again, on which it is written that if this agreement is violated, she will have to pay 10 million. Zhao refuses the director. The director starts threatening her. Just then, Zhao plays that recording for him. Here, Zhao's friends reach the studio. Yu Ming wears a girl's costume and goes for the audition. The cameraman shoots him. Just then, some people come and take him away. In a flashback, Zhao had told the director about the recording with a smile. Then the director calls some men and ties up Zhao. They had tied up Zhao and Yu Ming in the same place. And then they untie themselves with each other's help. And they try to open the door, but the door doesn't open. Outside, Zhao's friends are fighting with the director's team, and Jin also arrives there with the police and starts fighting with them. Xiaoying is very impressed by this. Jin brings Zhao out and returns her MP3 recording, on which there is also a sticker. Zhao is very happy to see this, and Jin starts sleeping right there and is about to fall on Zhao when Yu Ming comes and catches him and puts him on his back. Zhu Li comes there and says, "Thank you," to Zhao, and says, "In the future, I will be your manager." Zhao also agrees. Then in the 2020 scene, everyone was partying, and Zhao starts suspecting some of those people, that maybe these people are not doing all this to me. Then Zhao starts getting new memories. Then there is the sound of thunder, and everything becomes normal. Just then, her manager Zhu Li calls, and Zhao tells him, "You were handling Casey's issues, so why did you call me?" Zhu Li says, "I have known you for 10 years. How can I abandon you?" Zhao is shocked, because she has known him for only 2 years. Then Zhao thinks, and then remembers her past memories of how she met Zhu Li. Just then, Zhu Li tells her, Casey's manager is completely relaxed, he has no tension. And then, Zhao tells Zhu Li, find out all the details about Casey. Zhao is sitting and eating with all her friends. Just then, she gets a message from the blackmailer. Everyone is saying in the comments that if something happens to Casey, the main lead will be Zhao. But what if this recording gets leaked? Just then, Zhao starts staring at all her friends. In the 2007 scene, Yu Ming is sitting in class and gets upset seeing something in his book. One of his friends comes and takes that book, and when he opens the book, it has pictures from Jin and Zhao's photo shoot. He uploads that picture to the school forum and says, Zhao and Jin are in a relationship. Seeing this, Yu Ming is shocked, and his friends tell him, you also like Zhao, right? Yu Ming starts thinking about Zhao. In the 2020 scene, Yu Ming comes to Zhao's room to fix the light. Zhao had started to like Yu Ming a little, so when he explains about all the room lights, Zhao starts looking at him with love, and Yu Ming becomes uncomfortable. In the 2007 scene, when Zhao goes to school, all the students start looking at her because all the students find out that Jin and Zhao are in a relationship. When Zhao goes to the class, her friends tell her that one of our fellows has posted your and Jin's photo, saying that you two are in a relationship. She says, he is just my friend and nothing else. And seeing all this, Yu Ming feels very bad. Seeing Yu Ming sad, his fellows say, we will post today that Zhao and Yu Ming are in a relationship and like each other. He becomes happy with this. Then they post again that Zhao and Yu Ming like each other. Zhao gets very angry seeing this, and Yu Mei tells her all the students are saying that Zhao wants to be in a relationship with all the boys. Hearing this, Zhao gets very angry. Just then, the teacher comes to the class and tells all the students to form groups. Zhao is distributing the forms to everyone and gives Yu Ming a chit saying, come to the broadcast room. When Yu Ming goes to Zhao in the broadcast room, Zhao gets angry at him and asks, why are you targeting me? Yu Ming replies, when your post with Jin was shared, nothing happened to you. And he gets angry and leaves from there. Then at night, Zhao shares a post. Yu Ming and I are just fellows and nothing else. She starts remembering many memories of herself and Yu Ming, but she controls her emotions and makes that post and keeps thinking about Yu Ming. Just then, Yu Mei says, only Casey's news is running on social media, and everyone is trolling Zhao. Zhao says, it's okay, everything will be fine. Then she goes to her room and starts calling someone and says, because of Casey's news, our film will remain in trending, so it will be our benefit. And then she hangs up the call and becomes sad, because Zhao doesn't want to take advantage of anyone. Just then, she gets a message from the blackmailer, and he talks about the same thing she just said on the call. So Zhao thinks, how did that blackmailer know this? Then she starts looking here and there to see if anyone is there. Zhao thinks about how to find that blackmailer. In the 2007 scene, Zhao was studying in class when Jin comes there. Jin asks for her help, but she is solving her own question paper, so she refuses, and Yu Ming tells him, I will help you. Then Jin gets some snacks for Zhao, and his classmates are watching and say, these two look good together. The next day, Zhao and Jin are studying, and Yu Ming feels jealous seeing them both. Just then, Yu Mei notices all this and starts writing their story in her diary. Then when Zhao comes home, she discusses Jin's problems with her mom while eating. Her mom says, "This happens because of sugar." Saying this, her mom leaves, and Zhao is left alone and starts studying. Just then, her recording comes on, and future Zhao asks, "What did you do today?" Past Zhao replies, "I didn't do anything. I couldn't do any work because of the tension of biology." Future Zhao says, "You will pass and you should focus on Jin because when he goes to Korea, you can do acting there in Korea." Hearing this, Zhao becomes happy. But then, future Zhao was drunk. The next day, she goes to Jin, and Jin asks her to study biology, but Zhao says, "I will pass that," and asks to study history and then gives him chocolate because eating chocolate will increase his sugar level and he will sleep less. Then, both start studying, and the day of the biology exam comes. All the students are standing there. Yuming comes to Zhao and starts talking to her. Just then, Jin arrives, and Zhao again gives chocolate to Jin. Seeing this, Yuming feels jealous. He calls them both immature and leaves. Then, after the exam, Zhao is sitting sad and starts crying because her exam didn't go well. When Yuming finds out, he starts teasing her. Yumei and Xiaoying are consoling her. Then when she is sitting alone, Jin brings a lot of snacks for her and does funny things to make her happy, and Zhao's mood gets better. Here, Yuming puts some books on the desk, and then when the exercise is going on, Zhao takes Jin to eat ice cream. Then Zhao remembers something and runs to the ground where Yuming's match was happening. And there, girls were saying, "Yuming just looks good. He couldn't even make one basket." Zhao gets angry. Just then, Yuming makes a basket and Zhao becomes happy. During the exam, when the teacher is taking rounds, books are found on Zhao's table. The teacher takes those books and calls her to the office. Zhao tells the teacher, "These books are not mine." The teacher says, "These books belong to Yuming, and maybe he likes you. That's why he kept the books for you." Zhao says, "It's nothing like that." And then the teacher gives her her result, seeing which, Zhao becomes very happy because she had passed all her subjects. And then when she comes to the class, students are discussing who is the prettiest girl in the class. Yuming takes Tiang's name, which makes Zhao very angry. Yuming tells Zhao, "If you want to be an actor, get plastic surgery." Zhao comes out in anger and goes to dinner with Jin and asks Jin, "Am I not pretty?" Jin says, "You are very beautiful," but Zhao has doubts about her look. Then she records in the MP3, asking, "Do you remember what happened during the 2007 vacation?" The future didn't remember. And then she asks about plastic surgery, and future Zhao says, "In this industry, looks matter more than work, and all actors get plastic surgery." Then she takes an evening appointment with a doctor for plastic surgery, and she thinks that next Saturday my life will change, and I will become even prettier. Just then, Jin arrives, and Jin asks Zhao for her national ID because he is going to Korea so that he can contact Zhao from there. When Jin puts his bag down, her MP3 from Zhao's pocket falls into Jin's bag, and Jin leaves from there. Then future Zhao asks Yumei what she did during the 2007 vacation, but she didn't remember anything. Then she listens to the MP3 recording, in which she hears about the Saturday thing. Then Xiaoying comes and tells Zhao had an accident, and she got very hurt. Hearing this, Zhao starts getting memories and quickly makes a recording saying, "Don't go anywhere and don't get plastic surgery." Jin was in Korea and was sitting with his father, and Jin was getting repeated messages, so his father gets angry and gets up from there. But Jin didn't know where these messages were coming from. Then he sees the MP3 and messages, "Who are you?" Just then, Zhao is shocked to hear Jin's voice and tells Jin Zhao is in danger and tells him, "Come back to China." Jin talks to his father about going back to China, so his father gets angry, but Jin has to help Zhao, and he also wanted to know the mystery of this MP3. Here, we see Zhao getting on a bus, and that bus has an accident. In the 2007 scene, Zhao was looking for her MP3. And here, Jin mails her, "Your MP3 is with me," but Zhao doesn't check her laptop and starts searching everywhere. Then Jin gets worried and mails Yumei and tells her, "Zhao is in danger. You go to her." And then mails tell Zhao that her MP3 is with me. But Yumei is tense and immediately leaves the house and doesn't see the second email and goes to Zhao's house. She tells Zhao everything that Jin had mailed her. Then Zhao asks, "Yumei, am I not the prettiest in the class?" Yumei starts thinking. Just then, Zhao also starts thinking about plastic surgery again. Then, future Zhao sends a recording to Jin, and Jin says, "Yumei is with you right now." Zhao asks, "What is the date and time today?" Jin says, "Don't you know?" Zhao says, "Later. She will know everything," and says, "You should help Zhao because Zhao trusts you the most." Then a doctor comes for Jin. Here, Yumei texts Jin, "I don't know where Zhao has gone." Jin gets very worried and tells Yumei, "Somehow stop Zhao from getting on the bus." Then, Mei calls all her friends and tells them that Zhao has gone somewhere, and we all have to stop her from getting on the bus. Ming was also listening that Zhao has gone for surgery because of what he said. Then, Jin leaves for China from there and leaves a letter for his father on which he writes, "I will come back as a better person." And after reading the letter, his father smiles. Jin had made a decision on his own for the first time. Mei calls Jin and tells him no accident happened. In the 2020 scene, Zhao is partying with her friends. She asks all of them about the accident, where the accident happened. Ming quickly tells the address of that place, and Zhao records the MP3 and tells the address. And Jin is at the same place whose address Zhao sends. He runs to where the bus accident happened. There, a woman says, "A student had an accident here." Jin gets very worried. Just then, Zhao comes from behind, and Jin is shocked and hugs her and says, "You are very pretty. You don't need any surgery." She tells him, "I didn't even get on this bus because a little girl told me, 'You are very pretty,' and also gave me ice cream, so because of that, I didn't go for surgery." Then Jin gives her the MP3. Zhao tells him, "The one who messages me is my cousin." But Jin doesn't tell her that he has also been messaging. Then all the friends come and hug Zhao and scold her for going to get surgery. And then everyone parties. In the 2020 scene, Zhao is very happy that she didn't get surgery. Then Zhao sits with Ming's laptop and tries to open his password and types Ming's birthday, but the lock doesn't open. Then she thinks that he likes me, so she enters her own date of birth, but the password doesn't open. Then she enters the date of birth of Ming's favorite player as the password, and the laptop opens. And she is very happy. And she is shocked to see that Ming's laptop had that audio that she had said about Mr. Song. In the 2007 scene, Zhao and all her friends are eating. Zhao gives her box to Jin because it has a chicken piece in it, and Ming is watching this. He changes his box with Zhao. Zhao is happy to see the chicken piece in it, but she doesn't have chopsticks to eat. Ming is about to give her chopsticks when Jin breaks a chopstick in half and gives it to Zhao, and Ming just keeps watching. After getting free, Ming practices basketball, but he can't make a goal. He has an eye problem and doesn't play. Zhao motivates Ming to fulfill his dreams and play basketball. Here, Jin also practices basketball. In the 2020 scene, Zhao is in Ming's room when Ming comes from upstairs, and Zhao hides and starts listening to their conversation. Ming tells his friend about his dream. "My dream was to be a basketball player, but due to an eye problem, I got night blindness and see blurry with one eye." Zhao also hears all these things. In the 2007 scene, Ming goes to the doctor, and the doctor puts a mask on one of his eyes, but Ming doesn't like it. He thinks that all the classmates will make fun of him, so he takes off the mask. In the 2020 scene, Zhao somehow gets out of Ming's room and goes to the washroom. Just then, past Zhao talks about Ming not playing basketball. Future Zhao says he has an eye problem, but somehow cheer him up and get him to agree to play the match. Then, the day of the match comes, and the players come to the ground to play basketball. When the team's players are short, Zhao says Jin should be included in the team, and then the match starts. During that time, one player from Jin's team gets injured, so everyone tells Ming, "You come and play." But he has an eye problem, so he refuses. Just then, Zhao quickly puts a mask on one of Ming's eyes and says, "Ming will perform for our team." And Ming is surprised how Zhao knows that he sees blurry with one eye. And then Ming and Jin's team perform very well, but they lose by a very small score. But they are all very happy that their team performed very well. When they were coming back, the opposite team stops them on the way, and they have a fight. And then at night, Ming calls Zhao. They both talk a lot with each other. Then Ming thanks Zhao and asks, "How did you know about my eye problem?" Zhao says, "I just felt like it." In the 2020 scene, due to a power outage, Zhao starts screaming in the washroom, and Ming brings her out. Then, Zhao discusses everything with Ming about how the blackmailer is bothering her. Ming tells her, "This mail has come to everyone, and I have an idea who is doing this." Then he says, "I think it's Tiang, because her typing is like this." And hearing this, Zhao is shocked. Then they call all the friends to one place. When everyone arrives, all their doors get locked and the lights go out and they all get scared. Zhao thinks that all this is happening because of her, and then the blackmailer tells them all to come up. They all go to the first floor, and their classmate named Wang is present there. She tells all of them, "You all used to bully me in class. No one used to talk to me. So now I will show you what I am," and tells Zhao, "I will leak your recording, and tomorrow you will see what happens to you." And Zhao is shocked. In the 2007 scene, the teacher tells the whole class to choose their desk partner. Everyone writes a name on their chit and sends the box to the teacher. When Zhao goes to the staff room to give the box to the teacher is not there. Coming home, she opens the box and sees that no one has written any name on Wang's page. She feels very bad, so she writes Wang's name as her desk partner. When the teacher announces in the class that Zhao's desk partner is Wang, everyone is shocked. Then Zhao extends a hand of friendship towards Wang, and Wang is very happy. In the 2020 scene, Zhao feels that everything has changed, and everyone was sitting there, eating noodles. Wang was also there, and she says, "I used to think that you all are very bad, but because of Zhao, my perception has changed." And Zhao asks Yuming for his laptop and starts watching the recording. But the recording is not there, and she becomes very happy and is now relaxed that the recording has been deleted. In the next scene, Zhao goes to the teacher to submit her documents. Then Zhao is having dinner with her family and tells them, "I have submitted the leadership form," and her parents discuss a lot about her future, but Zhao doesn't tell them that she is interested in movies. The next day, Zhao is with Jin. Yu Mei and Xiaoying arrive there. And just then, Zhao finds out that the leadership result is out. When she sees the name, it is someone else's name. Zhao becomes very sad and goes to the teacher. The teacher says, "Leadership students will get extra points, but you are a very good student anyway, so you don't need it." And when Zhao comes out, she sees Yu Mei with the same boy whose name came in leadership. Then she goes to Xiaoying, and she is standing with the principal. Zhao feels very bad and becomes sad. Zhao is very sad and is crying at night and records in the MP3, "Everyone has left me." Then in 2020, Zhao remembers how when Casey's news came, everyone left Zhao and focused on Casey, and Zhao had to do side roles. When future Zhao asks for the reason, past Zhao tells her everything. Future Zhao says, "It's nothing like that. I am still at Yu Mei's house, and our friendship will not break." When Zhao asks Yu Mei says, "The boy who got the leadership, I have stopped talking to him. You misunderstood me." And Xiaoying says, "The principal I was talking to is my relative, and I was talking for you," saying Zhao should be given leadership. Zhao feels very bad hearing this, that she misjudged her friends. Then Zhao says sorry to Yu Mei and Xiaoying, and the three of them make a plan to somehow change the form of the boy who got the leadership and put my name there. Then the three of them go to the principal's office. Yu Ming is also there, and Zhao talks to the principal about her selection. Zhao and Yu Ming pretend to argue with each other, and the principal tries to stop them. During that time, Xiaoying picks up that form and changes the result, putting Zhao's name in the leadership, and the principal gets very angry. He calls the teacher and starts scolding her about how this change happened. And then Zhao gets the leadership certificate, and Zhao is very happy, and she tells future Zhao, and future Zhao checks her phone, and Casey's news is still running in it, and she gets very upset that despite making so many changes in the past, Casey's news is still trending. In the 2020 scene, her director Zhu Li calls and tells her, "Mr. Song has given a contract for you." Zhao is very happy to hear this. Here, Jin sees Zhao's MP3 and remembers that someone's messages used to come in it, and that was Zhao. And Jin also records in it. Then, the scene goes to the past. Zhao and all her friends and fellows go on an agriculture trip. There, they go to the rooms and start selecting their rooms and then clean the rooms. When the teacher is making them do an agriculture activity, they have to collect sweet potatoes there. And while sitting there studying, Zhao gets tired and falls asleep right there. And when the sunlight is falling on her face, Jin covers her face with his hand. And seeing this, Yu Ming feels very jealous. When Yu Ming is cooking the potatoes, Zhao thinks that he is taking them out and giving them to her, but he gives them to Tiang, which makes Zhao very angry. And then, when the room neatness award is to be given, despite Zhao and her friend's room being very neat, the teacher gives the room clean award to Tiang and her team members. Zhao feels very bad and goes to Tiang's room and starts fighting with Tiang. Just then, the teacher comes and stops their fight. In the 2020 scene, Zhao and Jin are sitting and talking and say, if some decisions were made well in the past, maybe the future would be even better. Then Zhao listens to her recording, which everyone received. Then she talks to a reporter. Casey is not worthy of this industry. And now all of Zhao's words were being leaked, and she didn't understand what to do. Then she comes out of the room, and there is a video on her phone, in which there was not the audio but the video of what Zhao had said about Mr. Song. And seeing this, Zhao is shocked. She gets very scared and is sitting worried. Just then, Jin comes there and tells her, the media is after you. You should tell your parents everything. Then Zhao calls her manager, Zhu Li, and tells him to tell her parents to block unknown numbers. But Zhu Li says, why don't you tell your parents all this yourself? Then Zhu Li asks her, is the recording thing real? Zhao says, yes. Just then, Yu Ming arrives and tells Zhao, you blackmailed Casey to stop her growth. What if something happens to Casey? Jin says, are you worried about Casey? Yu Ming says, I am worried about Zhao. If something happens to Casey, the problems for Zhao will increase even more. Yuming tells Zhao to give him Zhu Li's number, and Zhao gives it. In 2007, the teacher and her fellows are told to perform an activity called fox hunting, in which Yumei, Zhao, and Xiaoying are one team, and all the other students are hiding. These three have to find the hidden students, and Zhao finds all the students one by one, but she can't find Yuming. He is sitting near a lake. His radar detector also breaks down. Just then, Zhao reaches there searching for him, and he is looking at goldfish there. Then they both talk for a long time and come back. It's their last party. All the students enjoy the fireworks, and Jin takes Zhao aside and tells her, "I like you," and Zhao says, "I will think about it." Then Christmas comes, and everyone gives Christmas gifts to each other. Yuming gifts Zhao her favorite book. Just then, Jin pretends to sleep and tells Zhao, "Will you help me?" He takes her in the car, and they go to a very beautiful place and start talking. And when Jin is dropping Zhao back, Zhao says bye to him, but Jin's mood is very bad. Zhao is shocked. Then the scene cuts. In the 2020 scene, Yu Ming is talking to Zhu Li. "Someone is blackmailing Zhao. I need your help." And Zhu Li agrees to help. And then Zhao and Jin are sitting when Zhu Li calls and says, due to a lot of negative comments on social media, all contracts have been taken back from Zhao. Zhao's mood gets bad. Just then, Jin tells Zhao, "Do you remember the day in 2008? Zhao says, "Yes, I remember when you went to Korea without telling me." In the 2007 scene where Jin and Zhao met, Jin asks her, "You said you would think about our relationship." But Zhao says, "I forgot." Jin feels very bad. Jin's mood is very bad, and he goes back, where his parents have come and they force him to go to Korea, but Jin doesn't agree, and they give him the ticket and leave. Here, future Zhao's message comes, and she says, somehow Jin has to be sent to Korea, otherwise his parents will suffer a huge loss. You should help Jin. When she comes back home, Jin is present there, and she tells Jin, "Why didn't you go?" Jin says, "I don't want to go. I want to stay with you, and I want to know your answer." And Zhao gets confused. In the 2007 scene, when Zhao is looking at the selection form, her name is not in it. She quickly goes to the teacher, and the teacher says, the date for this selection has already expired. And Zhao becomes very sad. Coming home, she also switches off her mobile. And here, Yu Ming is also sad, and Yu Ming's mother tells him to contact Zhao. As soon as the call connects, Yu Ming motivates Zhao and says, "You shouldn't lose hope." Then Yu Ming sees an ad for Shanghai University where admissions are still happening, and he calls Zhao and tells her, and they apply. The admission happens, and Zhao goes to Shanghai University. There is a lot of snowfall there, and when Zhao wakes up in the morning, she has an audition. She goes for the audition. In the audition, she has to play past and future roles. So Zhao, thinking the girl in front of her is future Zhao, pushes her, and the directors are surprised. Zhao says, "Sorry," to them and comes out. Then in the 2020 scene, Zhu Li calls Zhao and tells her, "The company has contacted your parents. You should also tell your parents everything." And Zhao gets angry at him and blocks him. In the 2020 scene, when all the fellows are sitting, they are talking about Zhao. Zhao is now 30 years old and no one will cast her. That's why she did this recording. And Zhao overhears all this. In the 2007 scene, Zhao comes to see the result and was selected for the second round. She is very happy to see this. And then when she goes for the audition, everyone says, "You don't have any experience, so how will you work?" Zhao says, "I have come to learn." But they scold her. Just then, while leaving, Zhao tells them, "One day, I will be a very good actress." When she comes back to the hotel, she sees the news that due to heavy snowfall, all buses have stopped, and Zhao's train is also missed, and she gets very tense. She calls her mom, but her phone is not connecting. She gets upset and then posts on social media, "Because of the snowfall, I might have to stay in Shanghai." Seeing this post, Yu Ming leaves from there immediately, and when Jin sees this post, he also goes out. Here, Zhu Li calls Yu Ming and tells him, "Zhao has blocked me," and starts crying. Yu Ming tells him, "Be quiet," and says, "I have seen Casey's medical report. I think this is some drama." Here, Zhao is feeling very cold due to the snowfall. Just then, there is a knock on the door, and Yu Ming comes into the room. Zhao is shocked to see him, and then Yu Ming takes her out to the car where his mother is also there. She praises Zhao a lot and then takes her to the hotel. The three of them are eating when Zhao's mother calls, but she doesn't attend the call, and Yu Ming also notices this. Then, on the pretext of going to the washroom, she takes the mobile and tells her mom, "I was alone for so many days, didn't you care about me?" Her mother says, "You yourself said that you would handle everything alone." And then, Zhao becomes sad. When she comes back, Yu Ming's mother has already left, and Yu Ming asks her, "Why are you sad?" And then they both go to the building's terrace to celebrate the new year and do fireworks and talk while enjoying. Then Zhao comes home and hears her parents talking. They were saying Zhao should choose something other than acting. And then Zhao comes and tells them, I want to do acting only. Her parents don't agree, so she leaves from there in anger. Then Yu-Ming calls Zhao, check your result. When she checks the result, she is at number 41, but 35 candidates are selected. She is very sad and messages future Zhao, my rank is not good, so can I become an actor in the future? And will my parents support me? Future Zhao gets upset hearing all this and says, I don't know anything. And then she starts looking in the mirror and thinks, how much everyone told me not to go into acting. Just then, she gets a message, and it's a birthday message, and today, she has turned 30. In the 2007 scene, when Zhao goes to the class, Jin is not there. So she asks about Jin, and the other students tell her he has not been coming for many days. So she quickly goes to Jin's house. There, his house is locked, and some posters are pasted. Some people are also sitting outside. Zhao is shocked to see this and thinks that future Zhao also said that Jin's family is in danger. Here, Jin had not gone home for many days. He had started working in a cafe and gives money to the cafe owner for food. Just then, Zhao arrives, and he runs away with Zhao and hides her in a place. And some people come after them and start fighting with Jin. Just then, Yu-Ming comes and saves Jin, and both of them get slightly injured. And then Jin comes to Yu-Ming's house. Yu-Ming's mother cooks for Jin. Then Yu-Ming and Jin start talking. Jin says, I should go back to Korea, but someone told me to stay in China. Yu-Ming asks, did Zhao say that? And also says, I feel like I am coming between you two. And Jin says, it's nothing like that. The next day, Jin calls his father, and his father says, if you realize your mistake, then come back to Korea. But Jin says, I have made a promise to someone. His father says, if you like someone, you have to come back for her safety. Then, Yu-Ming, Zhao, and Jin are eating. Zhao tells Yu-Ming, you go out for a while. I need to talk to Jin about something. Yu-Ming gets jealous and leaves from there. Zhao tells Jin the secret of her Mp3. Jin says, I already knew that. Zhao is shocked. In the 2020 scene, all the friends are ready for Zhao's birthday party and are standing to wish her. Zhao comes and takes Jin to the room, and everyone is surprised to see this. And then Jin says, I want to change my past. What changes did you make in your past? Zhao says, the leadership certificate and my relationship with Yu-Ming. Jin says, what about your relationship with me? Zhao doesn't understand anything, and then Jin holds Zhao's hand. Just then, Yu-Ming comes from upstairs, and Zhao quickly moves away from Jin, and Yu-Ming says, Casey's suicide is just a drama, and I have found out all the details. I have a recording of Casey. She told a journalist, this suicide is a drama. I didn't do this for anyone but to protect myself. But Zhao says, the trolling I got for this won't end like this. We will have to do something else for that. Just then, all her friends come into the room with a cake, and then Zhao celebrates her birthday and cuts the cake. In the 2007 scene, the teacher tells all the students to select a subject. Zhao thinks whether she should select normal art or specific art. Then she is confused and selects normal art. Yu-Ming explains to her, one of my cousins also didn't take the subject she wanted and took another one, and later she regretted it a lot. So Zhao listens to Yu-Ming and selects specific art. Then, in the class, when the mock test is happening, Yu-Ming can't perform well and is tense, and goes out and starts making a call. When all the students go there, seeing Yu-Ming worried, they try to talk to him, but Yu-Ming leaves from there. And then he comes to give the exam with his mobile, so the teacher scolds him, why did you bring your mobile to the class? Zhao says he won't cheat, and if he does, then fail me along with him. And then when the result comes, Yu-Ming doesn't pass in math and goes home, very tense, and talks to his mother. And then they call his father and he says, don't worry about me. I am trying to get the trapped people out here. Yu-Ming's mother and Yu-Ming say, we are very proud of you. You are helping people. The next day, when he is about to take the test, he doesn't feel like it. When Zhao finds out, she comes and motivates him and starts helping him. And then at night, she also calls and asks him math questions so that he can prepare well. In the 2020 scene, Zhao goes to the hospital to meet Casey, and Casey says, I had no intention of defaming you. The media is spreading all this. I will clear your name. I will confess Zhao has no hand in all this. And then when Zhao comes out after meeting Casey, Yu-Ming is waiting outside in the car. He tells Zhao to sit in the car and takes her somewhere. In the 2007 scene, they have their final exam. All the students are very happy, and then the teacher has their final ceremony. And Yu-Ming's friend tells him, Today is the last day. You should confess your love to Zhao today. Yuming doesn't understand anything. And then everyone goes to their respective homes. When Zhao comes home, her parents are not there. She feels very bad that even on this special day, her parents are not with her. Just then, Jin arrives, and they both talk and eat snacks. Just then, Jin tells her, "I didn't even give the exam." Zhao is shocked and understands the reason. Then, all the friends go to the beach and enjoy themselves a lot. Then, Zhao tells Yuming to check the result, and both of their marks are very good. They both are very happy, and then something falls on Zhao's shoes, and her hair is open. Yuming helps her and starts fixing her hair. In the 2020 scene, Yuming takes Zhao to Zhao's parents' house, but Zhao doesn't agree to go inside and says, "My parents never cared for me. When I was alone in Shanghai, they didn't even ask about me, so I don't want to meet them." Then Yuming explains to her, "They are your parents. You should talk to them." Then he takes her into the house and her parents say, "We have seen all your dramas. They are very lovely, and your mother has watched one drama 3 times. And Zhao is shocked to hear this and then becomes happy and feels light, and she thanks Yuming for doing all this. Here, Casey's statement runs on social media, and she clears everything. She also says Zhao has no hand in whatever happened, and hearing this, Zhao becomes relaxed. Then, all the friends go to the beach together and enjoy a lot. Just then, Jin tells Zhao, "I have confessed many times that I like you, but you never responded to me." Zhao says, "I have always considered you my best friend, and you are a very good friend of mine." Jin understands her words and asks for one last hug, and then he hugs Zhao and doesn't let go. Just then, Yuming comes and says, "She is my girlfriend. Why are you hugging her?" Then Yuming takes Zhao and leaves from there, and they both enjoy the fireworks and talk a lot. Just then, Yuming asks Zhao, "Jin likes you? What answer did you give him?" Zhao says, "I have my own BF. Why would I answer anyone else?" They both looked very cute together. Then all the friends are sitting together and talking and say, "We will always be together like this in the future." And then Yuming and Zhao come back to their school again and start remembering their memories. Just then, the teacher arrives and is very happy to see them both together. Then they both start their new relationship from there. In the next scene, Zhao goes to work on her new project. She meets Casey there. They both smile at each other. Just then, Yuming arrives. Yuming and Zhao start kissing each other, and the drama has a happy ending here. If you want to watch the drama falling into your smile, you can click on the right video to watch it.